Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It is Thursday, June 30th, 2022. It is the last day of a month, which is always exciting with Stampin' Up! World. Hello and welcome. Thank you guys for being here. My name is Jennifer Cotton. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas, and that means I teach people how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, gift packaging, and more with stamps, ink, paper, and lots of cool tools. So if you're coming back, thank you very much. Good morning to everybody who's here. Sue Zastral, first one to say hi on YouTube. Good morning. Thank you. Lori in Minnesota, also on YouTube. Hey, Sue. Good morning. Thank you for sharing. And Lori, thanks for sharing. Good morning. Amy, does that mean you're near my neighborhood, Amy? Very exciting. In the Ville. Another Susan, good morning. Lots of Sues this morning. Facebook user, good morning. And another Facebook user, good morning. So y'all can see what I'm seeing here. Pat, good morning. Hey, Jean in North Dakota. Hey, Elaine. Hey, Robin. Good morning, Sunshine. Robin's over on YouTube. Hey, Jean. And, Amy's in Stephenville. Oh, sorry. I forgot your city also ends with a Ville. Thought you were in Duncanville. So good morning, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. But if you caught this channel new because your friend shared it or you are a Stampin' Up! Fan and you stumbled across it, welcome. I hope you will enjoy this video. So I, Jennifer Cotton, have been a demonstrator 20 years now. So I do this as a full-time job, which means I offer you lots of ways to stamp, including everything I offer is offered to go. So you can order the kit, it will be mailed to you, and you will stamp and assemble at home with your stamps and ink and PDF tutorial. So everything I do is offered to go. And I'm going to tell you about all of it. I have a lot going on right now, so many choices for you to take advantage of. But some of it is offered in person here in Texas, in DeSoto, Texas. And I have actually 2 different events coming up this month in person. They're also offered to go, don't forget. And then what else? Oh, some of my events, you can actually, if you're local, check out the supplies from me and stamp at home with my supplies. So lots of choices there. I like that choked up from, I smelled like a perfume in here. Maybe the soap on my hands. Anyway, it choked me up. Okay, so as you come onto this video today, say hi. Ooh, Mary Ellen's in California on vacation at her daughter's. That's awesome. And you shared. Thank you. So say hi, like everyone is on YouTube or Facebook, because that will get you entered to win the cards I'm going to make today. I'm going to make 4 cards using this bundle. It's called Splendid Thoughts. A bundle means at least 2 products. So in this case, stamp set and dies. Some of my dies are missing. You will see them when I make the project. I can't do the camera right today. Anyway, this is a brand new stamp set, and I'll tell you all about it when I stamp later. So if you want a chance to win those cards, first of all, you can just say hi, tell us where you're from, how hot is it cool where you are? It's going to be 98 here today in Midlothian, Texas. So it's hot, 98 Fahrenheit. Anyway, and anything you say will get you entered to win. It also helps me in my business since this is my full-time job. So because of that, I try to give you guys an incentive to say hi. And then if you share the video, that helps even more because more people might see it. So for sharing, you get another entry, but you need to comment that you shared, like lots of people have commented, because Facebook and YouTube keep that information private. So I won't know you shared it unless you comment that you shared. Okay. So good morning also to Lori, switch to Facebook, easier for you. That's why I do it on both platforms now, because everybody has their preference. Terry in Arkansas, good morning. You're visiting Arkansas, I assume. Maryland, good morning. In Georgia, Debbie in Alaska. Awesome, Debbie. You might not be as hot as we are now, although I have been to Alaska in May and it was hot at that time once. Mary Ellen, I said hi. Hey, Alejandra. Thanks for sharing, Lori. Melanie, hi. Yes. Good morning. Cindy Owen, good morning. Betty in Oregon. I'll see you tonight, Betty. Susan in Minnesota, and Cindy shared. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to jump in because I got a lot going on. There's a new catalog coming out, all kinds of stuff. So I have a lot of events coming up. So first of all is my regular 4 classes I do every single month that you can always take in person to go or check out those supplies. It's card class, Stamp a Stack, sampler, and scrapbook. Anyone can take these. But all of my events I offer, anything I talk about today is going to include a PDF tutorial. Everything's going to be cut, die cut, punched, and embossed that we possibly can. You will cut your designer paper if it's included with the fee, and then you'll stamp and assemble at home with the PDF tutorial, unless you attend in person or check out those supplies. You want to join my email list to get links to all this stuff. The links to everything I'm talking about today will go out at 1 p.m. today and tomorrow morning in my July newsletter. So we'll also have links to the new catalogs tomorrow, not today. That's illegal to post it today. Okay, so card class this month is going to be 4 cards, $15 free with a $20 order. And I'm going to tell you more about it when I make the 4 cards today with the Splendid Thoughts Bundle. So that's the card class for this month. For July, I'm talking July. And you need to register by July 14th, but it is while supplies last. We cut a certain number of kits and we sell out, they sell out. So it's 4 cards for $15 free with a $20 order in person to go or stamp with my supplies. Then scrapbook, I'm going to show you last month's scrapbook pages here. Scrapbook, we always make 3. Look, I didn't pick one up. 3 12 by 12 pages. Why can't I get in the camera? It's like I have to stand really far to the side today. I don't know what I did. You're going to make 3 12 by 12 pages for $15 free with a $20 order. It's going to work exactly like the card class I'm telling you about today. Anyway, these 2 were from last month. So we did our July 4th pages. And then we made this one last month, page 1 of a summer page, summer 2022 with the sweetest cherries. In July, we will make page 2 to that one right here, plus 2 more pages. And those 2 pages will be, they're sort of summer vacation, summer camping themed. We have some awesome new dies that have trailers in them. So I will be using those to make your projects. This is my note to tell me what size to cut this ribbon for this month. I don't want to remeasure it. Anyway, that's why that's sticky noted to the back. Scrapbook. So the stamps we'll be using for the other pages are, looking for my notes, trees for sale. Trees for sale. Anyway, any questions on this, just let me know. If you want to sign up for my email newsletter or message me for those links. And then sampler class is a 12 by 12 sampler. So let me put these down. I have so many things going on. I have bingo tonight, so I have piles for all of my upcoming events all over this room. I don't want to cover them up. So sampler for last month was the cup of tea suite. And this is what we made. It's 12 by 12. You frame it and decorate your home, give it as a gift, etc. For this class, it's $28. It includes over $20 in merchandise. Let me show you what it looks like. And there's some like embellishments in here that are hidden back behind. I don't know why they're hidden, but anyway, there's in this one, glimmer paper, designer paper back there, your pieces you need for your projects in order, packaged very carefully. In this case, dimensionals and ribbon and so on. So over $20 in merchandise, your 12 by 12 piece for your sampler, and everything cut and die cut that we possibly can will be in that packet. But that's last month. I do have 2 packets left. If anyone wants to make that sampler, I have 2. So $28. Shipping is separate, of course. But for July, we're going to use the Sweetest Cherries bundle because it's summer. It's going to be so cute. Just cherries, cherries, cherries. I have some ideas in mind, some new dies I got with a little basket and so on. So if you want to sign up for that, go ahead. The link will be in the email today, and it will be in the email tomorrow, as well as go ahead and join my VIP Facebook group. There's links to that in this video, as well as links to join my email list, by the way, YouTube, Facebook, YouTube. But you can also join the Stamper Club, same price, but the difference is after 6 consecutive months, you get $25 in free merchandise of your choice from me. And then the next one is my Stampa Stack. So this is a card class, but you make 12 cards for only $30, and it includes over $20 in merchandise. It's just like Sampler, but it's cards. 12 cards, $30, includes over 20 in merchandise. And in July, I'm starting my Christmas Stampa Stack series. So we will be making Christmas in July with the Trimming the Tree bundle. It's not a bundle, it's a stamp set. Trimming the Tree stamp set. I need to change that verbiage. I don't know where else I wrote that wrong. In the annual catalog, and I just ordered my set today, so it'll be here in a couple of days because I always pay that expedited shipping. And anyway, you're going to make 12 Christmas cards. Now, if you go ahead and either sign up every month from now till November or join club, which is the smartest thing to do because that's 5 months, do one more extra month and you'll get your $25 in free merchandise. Either way, you can take the class or join the club. By the end of November, you're going to have 60 Christmas cards ready to go. So that's why I'm doing this series for you. Okay, so those are the 4 classes that are offered in person. You want to register for Sampler or Stampa Stack by July 10th. They're both going to be all 4 will be in person on July 16th in DeSoto. They'll be mailed to by July 18th. And of course, if you're local, you can check out those supplies from me and stamp at your house. Okay, hopefully that all made sense. But it's all spelled out in the emails as well. I know, Betty, I'm excited for tonight. Hey, Pam, thanks for sharing in North Carolina. Ramona, yes, the stamp set is awesome. Ooh, Debbie's in mid-70s over in Alaska. Mary Lee, Portland, Oregon. Good morning. Gail in Minnesota. Anna, hi. I started to say Anna, which it might be. Anna or Anna, hi. Let's see. Ramona shared. Thank you. Linda in Idaho. Good morning. Sandy in Wisconsin. Good morning. Linda and Carol, thanks for sharing. And hey, Carol in Connecticut. Good morning, Sarah. Good to see you. Couple of Facebook users. Good morning and shared. Thank you very much. Cindy's ready for bingo as well. Hey, Landa, good to see you. Good morning. I've already been talking to Landa this morning. Good morning, Stella. And Anna is in Indiana. Good morning. And Beverly in Florida. I was just in Florida last week at Disney World. It was awesome and it was very hot, but it's somehow it doesn't bother you as much when you're going from ride to ride and attraction to attraction in Disney World and meal to meal. Anyway, and actually it was hotter at home than it was in Florida when I was gone. So that was good. Okay, next up, another class that's only offered to go. Anyone can take this in the United States. It's the Butterfly Kisses class, card class to go. It's only $30, and it's going to include a full pack of designer paper and a full pack of rhinestones. So that's a $22 value. So if you do the math, you're only paying $1.33 per card. It's a pretty good deal. You're going to get a PDF tutorial and a video tutorial. I'm actually filming the video after this video today, after I eat lunch. You can add on shipping, of course. You can add on the stamp set or the bundle when you register if you don't have the butterfly. Is it called Butterfly Kisses? I think so. Best Butterflies. You can add on the Best Butterflies stamp set when you register if you want. You don't have to. Of course, when you add on bundles and sets to any of my events during celebration, which starts tomorrow, so that will count, you'll get to choose celebration items if you if they go over 50. Anyway, and then you can just get the PDF tutorial and the video tutorial for only $15. So you need to sign up for this class by July 10th, and you'll get your stuff mailed or ready for pickup by July 18th. I have a sneak peek. So, of course, you're going to PDF tutorial. You make 6 cards, 2 each, of some really awesome, bright, fun designs. And you'll be able to mix and match your own designer paper because remember, you cut that. And the way the stamp set is, which I don't know where mine is. I think it's boxed up to make this video. But there's different wings. You can mix and match. So you'll be able to modify. You're only going to need 3 inks, Fresh Freesia, Crushed Berry, and Starry Sky to make these 6 cards. You'll get your rhinestones, a full pack. You'll get the full pack unopened of designer paper. And then, of course, the packet to make all 6 cards. And see how we cut, die cut, punch, and emboss. That white is embossed, but I don't know if you see it. It's got the hive folder on it. So sign up for that by, what did I say? Let me look. July 10th. Okay. And it's to go only. So that link is out there now. Join my VIP Facebook group and or just get on that email list. Let me move this stuff. And that's a class I partner with Alejandra Gomez on. So we're both offering that one. Okay. Butterflies. Next is the in-person and to-go annual catalog celebration. So yes, we have a new catalog coming out tomorrow, but I wanted to do an event with the annual catalog, and I'm doing it. It's going to be in-person and to-go. I've got a few people signed up for to-go and a bunch of people signed up for in-person, but I still have more space for both. So here's the info. You're going to have 9 make and takes, 2 stamping demonstrations, displays, in which you will have access to those things if you take it to go. A chance to win $50 door prize. If you come in person, there will also be a BOGO sale and lunch. Don't worry, you're not paying for lunch if you take it to go. I have a calculation. I can't think of the word, but anyway. And you need to register by July 3rd. So I have a sneak peek. I finally got my samples made. So I'm using, let me go back to that graphic real quick, 3 bundles and suites. And they are, I have to read on my paper because I can't see it there, Cottage Rose, Season of Chic, and True Beauty. So we're going to make 3 cards from each suite of products. So 3 with True Beauty. I got a fun fold there. Gorgeous. Yeah, that's the right direction. This is another fun fold. There's going to be a, a little surprise to that. Hold on. Are these the same? Yes. This one is, I just blanked out on the name. That was Cottage Rose. This is True Beauty. Sorry. Fun fold. It's so pretty. I might have mixed. Okay. That might have been both. Anyway, Season of Chic. So pretty. So you're going to make all 9 of those. Is that upside down? No. You're going to have a goodie bag. You're going to have PDF tutorial. You're going to have some additional videos that 2 of my awesome team members are making of stamping demonstrations. And these are great stampers. Trust me. A chance to win a $50 door prize. It's really good. So sign up by Sunday for this. Sign up by Sunday, and we'll get you in on that one. I had a little panic this morning because the ribbon I'm using is low inventory, so I went ahead and ordered a bunch of it this morning for you guys, so you won't have to have a substitution, hopefully. And I ordered extra for whoever wants to sign up. Yes, have been to a live event in 2 years. I'm glad you're going. I don't know who this is. But I was just looking at my registration list this morning, and sorry, I got distracted by the mouth not matching up, and I'm excited to see a bunch of you guys in person as well. So sign up for that by July 3rd. Okay, so the mouth not matching up might not be your internet, Marilyn. The way I do this video, and I can't tell by watching because I don't have the sound turned up if mine is that way. But there's a lot of connections going on. 2 cameras, lots of connections. So it might be on my end. Hopefully, anyway, hopefully when I start stamping, it won't be too bad. That's a different camera. So anyway, it's kind of hard to fix it in the middle. I have disconnected before to fix stuff, and then people didn't like that because then it was the whole thing. So hopefully it's acceptable. Okay, next up is the paper party share. You can get a sampling of every new designer paper and specialty paper in the mini catalog, the holiday mini catalog, which starts tomorrow. So there's 10 new papers, 4 new specialty papers, 3 bonus papers, that's from Celebration and Host, that you're going to get with this share. I'm looking for my notes here. Here we go. And because I forgot what I wanted to look now. If you bought all of the 10 and the 4, that's going to cost you like $180 something before tax and shipping. But with the share, we split it in half, or I mean a 6x12 or a 6x6 sheet, and give you a sampling of each one for a lot cheaper. So you're going to get 72 sheets of 6x12, 31 sheets 6x6, 103 sheets altogether, including regular and specialty. Now, if you add on the party, which is optional, you'll get 10 make and takes. You get a sneak peek here of 4 of the 10 in the screen that you will complete using your designer paper and ribbon from the share, and we will cut everything else for you. There's also 8 new ribbons that you can add on that share for. You don't have to take the ribbon share. You also don't have to take the paper. You can take ribbon only, paper only, party only with no ribbon, party with ribbon. You can get it all. There's many choices. There's even a tutorial only where you just get the video and the PDFs and no paper. So there's a chance to win prizes. There's a bonus gift with the party, and there's a bonus gift with each share. Basically, it's awesome. So you want to sign up for that. We recommend you sign up by today because tomorrow we will be ordering the first round in case there's back orders. But you can also go ahead and sign up by Sunday, July 17th. That's our final deadline. The link is already out there. Join the VIP group. Get on the email list. It's coming today as well. But sign up by today so that you can get in on that first round of ordering just in case there's back orders. And then the party is June 30th on Facebook. If you do the party to get the 10 make and takes, a video for all 10 projects, a mystery project video, which is like an activity for you, and a bonus video. So yeah, I apologize about the mouth not matching, but yeah, it's one of those things like you can try to go back and go in, but that's almost worse than just powering through. Or I could just put it down and see if that's less annoying to watch. Let's try that. Okay, so paper share party. I have my little printout here where I've circled things to say or to remember. The party is July. I think I said June. The Facebook party is on July 30th. Yes. But the final registration deadline is June 30th. I'm sorry. The final is July 17th. My goodness. But we're recommending register by today. And the stamps we'll be using for the share are the Brightest Glow stamp set and the Christmas Banners bundle. So you can use your own, you can substitute, or you can add those on when you register. And then the ribbon share is only $27 if you want to take that only, add it on, whatever. You get a bonus for taking the ribbon share. You get a bonus for taking the paper share, which is several new designer papers, including the amazing Host paper. You're going to get a 6x6 sampling of every single one. It's amazing. And the party gift, you get the adhesive back seasonal sequins if you take the party. So you have all those different options. The fun facts were on the screen before: 10 papers, 4 specialties, 3 bonuses, 8 new ribbons, 20 yards. So any questions on that, let me know. And I will get, your questions answered. Okay, next up is our retreats. So this is, I do retreats with April McCrite, and thank you, Betty. She's like, just keep going. I always feel bad when things are messed up, but again, with technology, sometimes that's it. Okay, retreats. So we have our August retreat in a box coming. It's going to be all from the holiday catalog, which I can't open yet, but tomorrow I could open these pages up and show you. So with the retreat in a box, which you can also attend in person in Temple, Texas, we're going to make projects with the Rustic Harvest and Soft Seedlings bundle and stamp set for your 10 make and takes. Plus you're going to get $50 in merchandise, 10 make and takes, PDF tutorial, gifts, a bag. It's amazing. You should take the retreat in a box. The registration is out there now. And then there'll be 2 additional classes offered. One is April's Splendid Thoughts class. So you can get even more cards with Splendid Thoughts. She's doing a Stamp-A-Stack. And then my class is called the Ringed with Nature class. And I actually have my printout here for this one as well. So Ringed with Nature, you're going to make 6 cards and gift tags, and it's kind of all occasion. April's is not a holiday stamp set, as you see. So just some nice, beautiful cards. And each class is $35. Is $45 and includes $35 in merchandise. So these are really jam-packed with product classes. So you can take the retreat only, the class only, this class only, or mix and match any way you want. We also have a tutorials only option. It's only $30 for all of those tutorials. 10 projects, which is minimum 10. Sometimes we do more, and the 2 classes. So any questions on that retreat, let me know. If you want to attend in person, that would be awesome. And you can do that, register by July 31st for the August in-person retreat. So any questions, let me know. We also have a retreat Facebook group that you can join and get more information about all of our to-go and in-person retreats. We also have one coming up in April 2023. Yes. I was like, is that wrong? April 20th, 2023. Okay, so any questions, let me know. Then we also have a stamping cruise on January 29th, 2023 out of Galveston, Texas on Allure of the Seas. It's a crafting cruise. Anyone can attend. And then January 28th, 2024 on Harmony of the Seas. So if you have any questions on our cruises, let me know. All right, almost ready for this part, but let's look at Paper Pumpkin. This is our monthly craft box in the mail. And on this one, you get a box sort of like, well, exactly this size and shape, but maybe a different color or print. It opens real easy. This is last month's Paper Pumpkin box. So we got a super cute stamp set. I love that big hello. Y'all know I like big words. You always get a stamp set. You always get ink, Calypso Coral last month. And then you always get instructions with full color instructions with pictures of all the projects, as well as your step-by-steps. And then in this one, we got this little canvas bag, which will hold greeting cards. We got an embellishment, as always, some kind of ribbon or sequins or something, and then die cut pieces to stamp on and or just attach. More die cut pieces, and then usually you always get printed card bases. These are really pretty this month, or this last month. I do have one of these kits available, by the way. And then normally your envelopes are decorated as well. Now that it's not always cards, but is cards next month. It's called Sending Thoughts, Sending Good Thoughts. It's nautical themed. Go to my notes here. It's called, well, it says seize the day and set sail across with, I don't know if this is, I copied and pasted, seize the day and set sail across the ocean. I think with should not be there. With the Sending Good Thoughts Paper Pumpkin Kit. It's got novel imagery, a fun message in a bottle motif, and sentiments that are sure to please. Each kit this month will contain enough stuff to make 9 cards, 3 designs, 3 of each, and 9 coordinating envelopes. And the coolest part is there is a fun game you can play. I have the link to it in this video now. Oh, I put my face on. I have the link to it in this video now. I wasn't like, didn't have my hair right for that. And anyway, it's just like a fun quiz that it literally doesn't matter if you fail it. But within the quiz are sneak peeks of this month's kit for July. Sign up by July 10th, or next month's kit. And next month's kit in August. So check it out. Take the survey. Thank you, Marilyn. And if you're a subscriber, you'll also get entered to win a free month of Paper Pumpkin by taking the quiz. So if you want the Paper Pumpkin kit, make sure you register by July 10th if you want that one I just talked about. And you can subscribe. It's $23.50 a month, which includes shipping, so plus tax only. You can cancel anytime or pause it anytime. Or you can instead just go to my website and pre-purchase it. It's called a prepaid subscription. Okay, next up is specials. Stampin' Up! Today is literally the last day to purchase from the mini catalog that is retiring, the January to June 2022 mini catalog. So if you missed anything, today is literally the last chance. No, they don't extend this. So lots of things are discounted to lower prices. All these prices will be on my online store, which is, of course, linked in the video. Lots of things are sold out, mostly stamp sets, which makes the bundle kind of pointless. So if you wanted anything, get it now. My X's mean sold out. And of course, you have to get it now anyway because today's the last day. And then there's a few things where just the bundle pricing will be going away. Like here's just a good example randomly. The Flowering Tulips bundle is retiring, but you can still get the dies and the stamp set individually tomorrow. But if you want that bundle pricing, you have to get it today. So to save 10%. So anyway, check out, get that while you can. Also ending today is the buy one, get one free on our kits collection, which is in the online store only. So let me show you a couple of graphics here. This is where you find the prepaid paper pumpkins. You go to shop products, other products, kits, dash paper pumpkin. And then right here, this is where you find the kits, which are buy one, get one half off. And the highest price one will be half off. If you get 4, the 2 highest price ones will be half off, and so on. You go to shop products, other products, kits, collection. So that's where you find that on the online store. Those kits are only in the online store, and their buy one, get one half off sale ends today. So those are your 2 last chances. Of course, tomorrow, July 1st, celebration starts. Yay. You can buy from this mini catalog tomorrow, and you can get a gift with every $50 and $100 spent tomorrow out of this book. No limit. Spend 100, pick 2 50s, 100, spend 150. Any mix you want. You can get multiples of the same product. Stampin' Up! Doesn't care. You spend the money, you get to pick the gift. So that starts tomorrow for everyone. And there's also a host special that starts tomorrow. For the $300 order or party, you get a free extra stamp set on top of your $36 minimum and free merchandise. And of course, our join special, if you want to get that amazing planner that I showed on my last video, which currently it's kind of out of my reach. That starts tomorrow as well. If you want to join my team for only $99, pick 125 of anything you want, including holiday catalog, and then you can get that planner absolutely free. So that's our specials, the Stampin' Up! Specials. This stuff I have down here, this is for cards I'm making today, but this is just some stuff I wanted to show y'all real quick. Yeah, so this is my online ordering special for June. So this ends today. If you want to get a class packet mailed to you for free, no charge on shipping, to make these 4 cards with the sending, what's it called? Sending, I blanked out on it. Oh, I think I got graphic maybe, because I totally forgot the name, but it might not be on here. Anyway, the sending bundle. So ends today. What you do is you go to my online store, you place a $25 or more online order using fun flowers, resin shapes. And if that order is $150 or more, you get both, but you don't use the host code. Instead, you get $15 or more in free merchandise from Stampin' Up when you check out, and I still give you my gifts. Okay, any questions on that? Let me know. Ends today. There will be a new ordering special announced tomorrow. You can go straight to my blog, stamptherapist.com, tomorrow morning and see what that is, and it will be in the email newsletter, which, by the way, if you didn't know, my email newsletters are about 10 pages long. They go out once a month, and I do recommend you scroll through the whole thing. Just scan it and see what you're interested in. Okay, I have card to share here, actually a couple of cards that I received in the mail. So this first one, I wanted to show you the pretty envelope stamped there, right? Then inside the envelope, the card is in a clear envelope. That is how, oh, I forgot to put it back in, but that's how she protects them as they go through the post office. You know, the paper can get ripped on your envelope. Well, if you put it inside one of our amazing clear envelopes inside, then it's all good. And this is from Oma, by the way. Look at that sparkle on there with her wink of Stella. So pretty. Thank you, Oma. Just a friend card. And then Linda mailed me a payment, basically. And so inside the envelope, she had this little like gift card holder from Paper Pumpkin. And I thought it was such a cute idea. Like, just pop that in there. I can reuse it. First of all, I can put my adhesive on here and reuse it. And it's just a cute little thing to throw in when you're sending someone money. So thank you, Linda, as well. And I just wanted to give those guys a shout out. When you're in my team, you have the chance to take our monthly make and takes. It's totally optional. Usually it's cards. Sometimes it's other stuff. This month, we're going to make 4 cards with the, I'm not going to remember the name because I keep forgetting it. But it's a new bundle from the mini catalog, and we're using the new celebration paper. So I just wanted to show you what you can take advantage of if you're in the team. Of course, they're low cost make and takes, and they are mailed to go unless you can attend in person when we have in-person meetings, which is hit and miss right now. So like ours is on Zoom Saturday. And then last but not least, just a couple of new products I got from mini catalog that I didn't have last time. So I'm just going to show them super quick. The vintage Christmas stamp set, which matches the bottle. I forgot the name of it, but the new bottle punch with the shaker domes in the annual catalog. It's like holiday themed. So you can mix and match this with your other stamp sets. So I got this, I can't remember now, but specifically for an upcoming event. So something coming up, I'm going to use it. And then if you remember on my video, I had forgotten to order the 3 new embossing folders. So I got those. The leaf fall, which is like leaves falling from top left to bottom right, all different. They're smaller, but different shapes and sizes. It's a 3D folder. I can tell just by holding it here because it's so thick, and it's one of the large ones. So pretty cool. I literally haven't opened these yet. So I got that. That's not better. And then I really like this one. I honestly didn't even really look at them in the catalog. I just ordered them because I knew I would want them. So when I was opening the order, I was like, ooh, these trees look really cool. It's called Whimsical Woodland, but it's more like Christmas trees, just overlapping each other, different styles, but they do have little curly cues and dots and stuff in them. So it's not like woodland would make me think natural trees, but these look more like sort of decorated Christmas trees. Anyway, super cute. And then this Charming Landscapes is one of our small, where you get 2 of the smaller folders. Hope y'all are liking this. I know that was a cute ladybug gift card holder, right, Betty? So these are the 2 where you get 2. They are skinny. They're not 3D. They will fit, of course, in our Me Stampin' Cut and Emboss and the regular machine. And one is like a landscape on a hill of funky houses and trees and snowflakes. And one, I really thought this was cool. It's like mountains with dots and stars in the sky, but you can totally use this in your camping and nature stuff as well as holiday. So again, I didn't really look at these before I ordered them, but I'm glad I have them all. And random, this is from the annual catalog, but I didn't have it before. I ordered it to possibly use on my scrapbook class this month, and it's brand new though. It's called Rugged Icons. And so there's like this mountain die. It die cuts out a circle, and then within that circle, it die cuts out mountains, sort of like a half sun or moon, and some trails and trees. There's also a guitar, a fishing pole with a fish on it, some kind of basket, and a drill. I think that's a basket. I can't remember now. Anyway, pretty cool. Just wanted to show y'all some new stuff. But let's make some cards with Splendid Thoughts. This is my card class for July. I'm going to make myself some space over here to work. Although it's not as bad as normal with all the stuff I have. So here is what your class packet would basically look like if you took this class, which of course anyone can. It's going to be the Splendid Thoughts card class for July 2022. And by the way, I'm wondering if everything's still matching up. Like if I'm pointing here and saying Splendid Thoughts, does that match or not? I'm just curious if this camera made it better. Anyway, Splendid Thoughts card class, 4 cards for $15, free with a $20 order. We're going to use Splendid Thoughts Bundle. You do need to register for the class and place your order unless you want to pay the $15, which I'll invoice you for. But there's a special host code that's only for this class, and you do need to pay shipping for it, of course, to have that packet mailed to you. So it's all in the registration link, but if you have any questions, let me know. All of this will get emailed out tomorrow. I offer this every single month, but I don't always do a video on it explaining it a little bit better. Okay, so let's get in this packet. The first, I'm just going to go in order here. So the first card has its envelope and all the pieces we need. And that envelope and card base is from the Pool Party and Soft Seafoam cards and envelopes, which are free with a $50 purchase starting tomorrow. In this packet, you get 20, I believe, 10 and 10. Yeah, because I've taken out 2. So 10 card bases of the Pool Party design, 10 of the Soft Seafoam, and then 20 envelopes. And the envelopes actually all are the same, but they have Seafoam and Pool Party on them. Pool Party is on the inside and Seafoam is on the outside, with some printed white leaves on the outside and like dots on the inside that match one of the designer papers in this suite. So that's free with a $50 purchase. I would say consider this while supplies last, because a lot of times the paper products, if they're really popular, they can't produce those as quickly as a stamp set. So I'll never get that back inside there. So that's going to start tomorrow, but you'll get one of each color in your packet if you take this card class, just to test it out there. So that's what this card says, as I mentioned already. Inside will be all the pieces you need for that card. So always check the envelope if you're missing something. And then this celebration card base I'm using is the one that on the front, it's soft sea foam with white, delicate leaf patterns. They're just open leaf patterns, no detail inside, just like, and it's very delicate and small. And what's the word? I don't know. They're just like drawn really fine point with no detail. And the paper is a little distressed. So that's going to be my card base. Let me find my card sample. I think I don't even know if I have this in the right order, but it's too late now. And it will be a portrait card. So let me set aside. Then in the packet, there will be, I'll give you measurements in a sec, Pear Pizzazz, and then a piece of this gorgeous Splendid Day designer paper to go on top of that, a scrap of basic white, and then a die cut label of basic white. I'll give all those measurements in a second. I'm going way too high with this today. 2 die cut leaves, and I'll show all that in a second. The soft seafoam organdy ribbon, I believe they call it, which you'll get in my paper and or my ribbon share. Soft seafoam. Oh, seam binding. I forgot. It's called seam binding, my past favorite ribbon that we sell. So a strip of that, and then one of our open leaf trinkets, which are sort of a goldish copper color, and they do have a hole in them so you can tie them. We're just going to glue dot today, but and they're pretty, they're nice and solid. They're not lightweight, and they're all in this suite of products with the designer paper, the bundle, the ribbon, and the open leaf trinkets. So the leaves are open, just like drawn on the front of this card. And then there's 5 leaves, a nice long stem. So it's a good 1 1/4 inch long embellishment there. Okay. My Pear Pizzazz cardstock is 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. And then my designer paper is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 to go on top of that. So it's just going to give the skinny 16th inch border. You notice I die cut the leaf, one of the open leaves I need from that piece, I should say. Because why waste paper when you can do that? And then so that leaf is Pear Pizzazz, and then this other leaf that's die cut is soft seafoam. And that's from the dies here, which the missing dies you'll see when we make those cards. But there are 5 different die cuts that are just for embellishments. And we used 2 of them, and they're all different sizes and shapes of leaves. They're just open, like no detail really. One has a little bit of detail, but hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so for my stamping, pretty simple here. I've got a scrap of basic white. I'm going to stamp. Stamps are they're in the tub already. This is how, if you check out the supplies, this is what you get basically. So I forgot I had to pull them out of here, which means they're not like in order, so to say. I'm going to stamp on this card only in Pear Pizzazz. Lay out these dies I will need later. And of course, there's 2 layers of stamp here, just so y'all can get a visual. Of course, the one I need is in the bottom layer. I always leave it this way, though, when I show these classes, so you can see really like what you get if you check it out from my house. So the stamps will be labeled. I'm actually borrowing Landa's stamps later to have duplicates so that we can use different colors and not have to clean them and all that stuff. Okay, so Pear Pizzazz it's just this large open leaf design. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 leaves on it, growing up from a branch about 3 inches tall. And I'm going to die cut this out. So I'm just going to ink it up nice and lightly. Don't want to press too hard. Just kind of stamp it in the center and then die cut it out. There is a stamp which we'll use on another card to fill in the colors, but it does not fill it in solid. It's not intended to. And so to me, I tested it and it didn't look good if I stamped it on here. You could also color these in if you wanted it colored in instead of just being the outline. So options there. I kind of didn't stamp good here, but we're going to, let me redo it since this is a prize. It was just a little light leaf right there. You still want to ink lightly even with your red rubber stamps, so much better. Okay, so these dies, these are the other 3 dies that come in the set. One cuts out this set of leaves, one cuts out another, and one cuts out a bee. So I'm going to die cut this out real quick. Grab a mini machine. My big one will take up more space over here. Some little mini. It comes with all the plates you need to do embossing also, but I just grabbed out the cutting ones. So you get the number 1 and 2 number 2s. You want to use one of these to only cut on, and one stays clean to be the top. And if you buy new plates, because your bottom one gets all messed up after a while, you can either keep that top one or make it the new bottom one and use one of your new ones as a top. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me grab some tape. This is I don't want this die to wiggle. So you just align, and there's a little hole, a tiny hole at the bottom of the die. And if you can see the stamped image through there, that helps you know you aligned it well. Yeah. I should have got this tape out before. This is just some Post-it tape. It's in my Amazon store over on my blog, stamptherapist.com. You can also use actual Post-its like sticky notes. And you can, some people even use washi tape. But that just, if you need to hold your die in place while you run it through, you can do that. I need to put my whole body against. I usually push this with push it in with my stomach. But this is far from me right now. Does anyone else see that when you die cut? So I use my stomach to push it and get it going. Okay. TMI, possibly. Possibly. We can reuse that tape. And voila, your image is all cut out. And of course, we pre-die cut for you when you take the classes, so that will be done for you already, as you see in the packet. The rest of it will be done, not this one. And you could hand cut that out if you don't own the dies. Okay, so let's put this card together. Oh, I forgot to mention that this label die is from Seasonal Labels. They're in our annual now. They carried over from last year's holiday. Here's the die I'm using. It's actually 2 sheets of dies in there. You get a ton of labels, and a couple of mine also are missing the big ones because we're using it in that annual catalog kickoff celebration event. So I have them packed up for Landa. Anyway, these seasonal labels are amazing. I recommend them for non-Christmas stamping, just for your regular stuff. Okay, but I did need to stamp a greeting on there. I'm going to stamp "Today is a Day to Remember," which, great saying. So it's perfect for so many different things in Pear Pizzazz. And I should check these comments because hey, Julie, thank you. Robin, good morning. Thanks for sharing. Betty likes the Ladybug gift card holder. Awesome. Ooh, lost sound for a few seconds, Betty. Uh-oh. Hey, Darylyn, I missed you guys last week too. It feels like it's been forever since I did a video because the week before I didn't do any stamping. So I just stamped that in Pear Pizzazz on that white label. The week before I didn't do any stamping. I just did that 4-hour catalog tour. So I was like, I felt rusty today. Anyway, it's funny. Okay, so I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal and attach. So on this designer paper, by the way, I'm using the side that's sort of well, it is soft seafoam with just a little bit darker soft seafoam, solid stems with leaves all over it. Fine, like small scale. But the back, I'm covering up this gorgeous sort of, I don't know what color Stampin' Up calls it. But anyway, it's a foil with white flowers and leaves all over it. It's gorgeous. But we're covering it up, and we're just going to use the soft seafoam side. That's okay, because you can always buy more designer paper. That's what I've learned. Plus, I had fingerprints all over that, so it kind of looked bad. But I've shown this paper, this Splendid Thoughts, Splendid Day designer paper, on my walkthrough video. But every single side has a foil on it, and some of them are like the same color as the back side. Like this is Fresh Freesia. This one is Sahara Sand foil, and then Sahara Sand on the back. But some of them, in my opinion, are not the same color on the back. So this one's like a soft seafoam foil Pool Party on the back. It's those just like distressed dots, sort of. They're not really dots, they're like paints where you just dot your paintbrush on there. Light and dark Pool Party, same design as the inside of the envelopes. But to me, on the back, I got out paper and compared it. That's seafoam and that's Pool Party. Anyway, copper foil, Calypso coral on the back. See, this one's to me lighter than the copper. This is the one I'm using right now. So it's one of those designs where the, is that the one? No, it's not. Sorry. But they're still different. Like, let me show you these three. That's copper. That's another color. And that's another color. This might be considered light Calypso coral and maybe soft seafoam. Anyway, the one I'm using right now is this one. And so it has on the back side, on the foil, the plants growing up from the bottom, and then the other side. And you can cut that in half and make a bunch of cards. And there's little bees. It's super cute. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. It's 12 by 12 designer paper. Awesome. Okay, so I attached my designer paper. Now I'm going to use dimensionals to attach this to the card base, which is that Celebration card base. Let's see what I have in here. All edges, which is fine. So we'll use these up. Already cut a couple there. So I'm going to use, I would normally use my mini Stampin' Dimensionals just because they're my favorite, but I have a bunch of edges from my mini Stampin' Dimensionals left over here. So I'm just going to cut those and use them instead. But either way, mini or not, I would do 5 on this size paper. You can do more. I would do 5. If I can peel that off. And then this will just go right in the center of the card base. And then I want, of course, you may have to poke out some pieces. They may fall out when we die cut them. They may not. So you might need to poke those out from your die cut pieces. I'm going to sort of lay out the bigger Pear Pizzazz die cut to the top right, and the smaller soft seafoam to the bottom left, and then the die cut piece that I stamped right on top of that, sort of leaning to the left. I just want to get a visual of, is everything going to be where I want it? Then I'll pick up one thing at a time and attach it. So I'm going to use my silicone craft sheet to add adhesive to the back of these really skinny pieces. And I'm just going to add adhesive at the bottom. The silicone keeps excess adhesive from getting on your table or scratch paper, and it just kind of magically disappears. If it does end up on the sheet, on the silicone, you can make it go away by picking it up with your finger like that. Hopefully that makes sense. But anyway, I only put the adhesive at the bottom, and I'm going to let these top leaves sort of just free hang there. And I don't have to worry so much about any excess adhesive because it's going to be in this middle section that's all going to get covered up. Okay, now I will use Stampin' Dimensionals on my leaf. Where are they? Look at that. I've already cut these, but I would prefer to have my minis because they're just the perfect size for little areas like this. But I'm going to do about 4 on this white leaf that I stamped. Maybe I'll do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just on the main leaves there. And when I put this down, I just want to make sure I cover up that ugly middle section where these stems are overlapping. I feel rusty today, like not with it, with my technique of peeling off the back of the dimensionals and so on. So see if I just covered it up. So easy. Then my greeting is going to go with dimensionals kind of right across the middle here of this whole thing. Not the center middle, but the middle section of where it all overlaps. So I want to put a dimensional on the left and right only because the middle part is already raised up with the leaf. Hopefully that makes sense. And hello, Martha. Facebook land. I was trying to read where you were. I thought it was going to say a different city, Martha. Oh, try to center this though. Let's see, today is the day to remember. Then all we have to do to finish this one is tie a bow with our soft seafoam seam binding and add our leaf trinket, open leaf trinket. So I need a glue dot for the trinket. I'm going to go ahead and I'll just stick the glue dot onto the part where you would tie your ribbon through. And then this is going to go right below the greeting, kind of in the center-ish. It doesn't really matter, just right below that white greeting, wherever is fine. And then because this is a class, your ribbon will be pre-cut because it's a class that doesn't include the ribbon with the fee, I should say. And so I'm going to make a bunny ears bow. So I want to try to make the two tails even. I want lots of space in between the two bunny ears. Don't have your hands close together where there's no space with the ribbon. And then each loop is in a different hand, right hand, left hand, and all my fingers are pointing at me so that my ribbon isn't twisted and turned. Then I'll go right hand over left with that loop. See how it's all flat? Push that right loop down into the rabbit hole and pull. Of course, it's going to look ugly at first. And then you just fix it, modify it, whatever. Pull, pull, trim if needed, etc. And this ribbon, it does make a pretty bow, but I found sometimes it was like turning a way that I didn't want it to turn. And I learned just actually let it do that and work with the turned version instead. I'm just going to trim off a little excess, kind of even those up. And glue dot that on as well. And so this will, this rip bow, I should say, will cover up the top of the leaf trinket. And that is it. Isn't that pretty though? I think so. So this is card number 1. Of course, in this case, this time you'll have the matching envelope, like instead of a clear one. So really pretty there. And that's card class for this month, card number 1. Woohoo. Let's move on. Where are these glue dots? To the next one. So the next one is the other card with the celebration face. The other two are my normal clear envelopes. So pull all your pieces out, check the envelope, make sure you got everything out. It's there, trust me, just check. Our card base is the pool party. It's basically the same as the first design, but in pool party instead. And I am it's already scored, but I'm just reinforcing that crease with my bone folder. This card is also portrait. Okay, so for this card, I have a basic white tag or label, whatever you want to call this. It is from the designer tag dies. They're brand new in our annual catalog. And this die is not in here. It goes right there. And it cuts out this solid, nice large tag that has a slit in both ends. So the same shape on both ends for you to feed ribbon through. The reason it's missing is we're using it in the other class. It's packed for Landa. for some other event, I think, the kickoff. This tag is like 3 3/4 total long by 2 3/4. But then within this set of dies, and I think it's just the one sheet here. Yes. There is a butterfly detail die, a sort of rose flowers detail die, 2 more tag dies that are smaller than that one, but larger, and then a small tag die that has some little detail flower eyelet sort of cutouts. I believe this one, yeah, this die right here is just going to put a hole in one of the tags here in case you want to put a hole right there. But then there's this other detailed tag thing that has little eyelet cutouts and crisscross stitching. I haven't die cut that one out yet, so I don't know exactly what it is. And then a leaf detail. Really versatile, really pretty designer tags. So check those out in the new annual. That's in basic white. I'm going to use it up and down, so long ways. Then I also pre-die cut a pool party, this thing here, which when I very first saw the Splendid stems dies, which go with Splendid Thoughts, I was like, what is that thing? Then I looked at the samples in the catalog, and it is to be like a flower pot. So it's like a half moon, basically, shape, half moon. But at the left and right sides only, there's piercing holes. So it's pretty cute. It also gives some little embossing detail when you die cut it out across the top and bottom. But I've seen people use this for so many different things, and I do have some extra samples to show you guys later that Landa made that you'll see it used different ways. But I think its original intention was the flower pot thing. So I die cut one of those in Pool Party, which we'll do a flower pot. And then we die cut from our copper foil paper. So this is like $5, 2 12 by 12 sheets of copper foil in the catalog. We've had it forever. But it's gorgeous. And of course it matches with this suite really well, right? So I cut out that larger detail leaf image from the Splendid Stems dies. Yes, Splendid Stems. So you'll have that. And then you'll have a piece of the designer paper. This is the one that has copper with white flowers on one side and the Calypso coral with the outline leaves on the other. But we are trying to pick up my ruler. We are using the copper side, and this piece is 1 1/4 by 4 1/4 inches. Okay. So for stamping, I need to clean my stamp off. Are y'all still hanging with me? Yay. I wonder how the sound is matching up right now. Did anyone comment on that? Okay, so let me see. Fresh Morning Flowers. Love it. Hey, Teresa. Good morning. Good morning, Cynthia. Hey, Gian. I see you. Marcia. Hello. Hey, Della. Thanks for sharing. In Jamestown, North Dakota. Denise in Colorado. Hey, Julie. And Judy. Thanks for sharing. Awesome. Okay, so that was my chamois. Just wet it, squeeze out the extra ink, clean your stamps on it. When it gets too much ink in it, run it under the sink again, squeeze out the excess, but it's going to get all stained up. And we do sell these cases separately to store it in if you want. Just don't store it in a sealed bag unless you want it to get all moldy. Let it dry out. They get hard as a rock. Re-wet it next time you use it. Oh, I had these scissors laying out because I wanted to give a tip for red rubber stamps. Let me find the one I did it on. Or maybe I didn't do it on the stamp set. I can't remember now. But if you're ever stamping with your red rubber stamps and you find that you're catching those edges and getting a shadow on your stamps, these are old scissors we don't sell anymore. I like them because of the short blade, but I've even used my paper snips. Whatever scissors you have will work. But I like to trim that excess off if needed while it's mounted on the block. So what I'll do is I turn the scissors at an angle so that I'm only trying to cut the red rubber and not the foam below it. So that's just a stamping tip. I had to do it on a different stamp set, I guess, recently. Not this one, but it made me think to put these scissors over here just to show y'all. Anyway, they don't look as pretty after you do that, but they stamp so pretty. Who cares? So I do this to my stamps all the time. Just the red rubber ones, though, almost never your photopolymer need that. Okay, so we're going to use Pool Party ink to match the pool party there. Let me find it. And stamp the outline leaf image, same one from the first card. I don't know what you call these leaves, but like, I don't know. So I'm just going to stamp this toward the top, straight up and down, centered. It says pear on here because I'm going to have Landa stamps as well. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that off for no mistakes later. And then I need to grab my scratch paper. For this detail, this solid leaf to fill it in. Remember, it will not fill in every leaf. You need to color those instead if you want to do that. I'm going to ink this big one up, solid one up in Pool Party and stamp it off onto the scratch paper. And then you just kind of decide where you want the images to fall, because you might be able to align one of them, then the others are going to be off. Like I could have aligned this one perfectly, sort of, then everything else is different. So I just kind of center it. It's not meant to align perfectly. Don't stress yourself out on that. Oh, and then my greeting will say, sending hugs. This stamp set, by the way, it has 4 greetings. 3 of them are mixed fonts where you have a really pretty cursive with a solid all caps, like typewriter almost print. It's not typewriter, but it's a nice print. And then the today is a day to remember is just all caps font. But where's the stamp? Sending hugs. Sending hugs is where sending is all caps and hugs is the pretty font. So sending hugs, let's celebrate much love in your new life together. And today is a day to remember. Then you have the leaves I've been using, a small bee that's flying, that's outlined to color in. And then this other set of leaves, which I'm sure that is a type of leaf that I don't know, the name of, but I'm sure it's a known leaf is what I should say. It's tall and skinny outline with 8 small leaves on it that have a tiny loop detail in the center. And then there's another filler stamp that has 4 solid splotches, just like this one. They're not going to align properly. So that's the whole set, 9 stamps, 2 leaves, 4 greetings, and the bee. Okay, so sending hugs, I'm just going to ink it up in Pool Party gently because I don't want that shadow, but I can tap it around as many times as I want as long as I do it gently in Pool Party ink, and then right in the center of the flower pot. Which, of course, you could use that just for a greeting and it not be a flower pot as well. But on this card, it will be a flower pot. Okay, and Charlotte, you're saying you actually used Splendid Thoughts for your son's graduation thank you cards? That is awesome. We'd love to see your cards, by the way. Feel free to share. Okay, so similar, let me get this card put together. Similar to before, I'm going to add adhesive to the very bottom with my silicone sheet of the pre-die cut copper foil leaves, and I'm going to attach it like at the bottom. It'll be centered, but it's going to tilt to the right on top of the stamped leaves. Then, so I didn't have to stress about the adhesive showing because I'm going to cover it up with this pot. And then my dimensionals for our flower pot. There is 1 mini dimensional on this sheet, so I use it. I hate when I do that. I accidentally cut off the dimensionals where it fell off the sheet, but I usually try to avoid that. So I put 3 dimensionals on this, 2 sides and bottom. It's like a half moon shape. And It's almost like a bowl too. I guess you could put food in this, fruit and stuff, right? Definitely, you could put food in it. And before I attach that to the front, I want to add my designer paper. So it's that, I think, 1 1/4 inch strip. I gave you the measurement already. It just goes right across the center, across left to right. The label tag is going to go in the center, but I'm going to use Pool Party sheer ribbon. I think that's what it's just, yeah, Pool Party sheer ribbon. So you'll have a strip of that in your packet. That's in our annual. And that's going to go on the inside of the card. It's a really long piece. It will be threaded through so that it doesn't cover up, you know, the stamp portion. Thread it through that tag, and then just get your ends of the ribbon sort of even to tie a bow at the top. I'm not at this moment concerned with the placement of the white piece. I'm going to secure that down in a second. I'm concerned with where I want to tie the bow and getting the ends even with each other. So I'm going to tie this bow at the top. I'm going to use my reverse tweezers, which tomorrow Stampin' Up will sell. Yes, they're in our mini catalog in an embossing kit. So you'll be able to buy these from Stampin' Up in my online store tomorrow. But I love reverse tweezers to tie bows because you get to the point where you need someone's finger there, and instead you squeeze it with these reverse tweezers, and now your hands are free to tie the bow. Oh, cup of tea. Oh, that's cool, Charlotte. You used cup of tea. I mean, honestly, we could turn anything into graduation or like anything we want. So that's really cool. But I would still have to see those as well. I don't know if you posted them online and I missed it. Like, I don't remember. But I'm thinking I didn't see them if you did. Okay, so a nice bow there. It's going to be kind of sideways because that just happens when you tie your ribbon up and down. Y'all may know a trick that I don't know. Now I'm going to fix the ribbon. It's a little off center. So I just opened up my card and I'm literally going to slide it. You may need to slide the top portion. You may need to slide the bottom. You can also adjust it, the ribbon, higher or lower on the card if needed. Once the ribbon is where you want, I'm just going to you could use dimensionals, but I did not. I'm just going to sort of upside down here, put some adhesive on the tag. You can use liquid glue. You can try to put the adhesive directly on the card. You do what you want. Get the tags centered here. Fix the ribbon if needed. And stick it down. Pretty simple. That's it. You will have your matching envelope. I think it's a really pretty card though. And I like that the background is already like designer papered for me with these card bases. So I probably do need to trim this ribbon on my bow. Forgot to fix that. Otherwise, it's good to go. So there we go. Card number 2. Yay, Charlotte. She says she'll post one. We can all go check. Okay, the next card, we're going to go purple. I keep walking to the wrong place because this is a different setup than normal. We're going to go purple with the Fresh Freesia foil designer paper. Yay. And we have our clear envelope like usual for me. So our card base is basic white. We just took an 8.5 by 11 sheet of white, whatever color you want, and cut it in half. So it's 5.5 by 8.5. You can also cut it in half the other direction at 4 1/4, and it makes the same size card. I'm going to fold the creases with my bone folder, not my finger. I don't want the inside to be all wrinkly, and I don't want to get the dirt or ink from my finger on here. And I always use the end it's not printed on, by the way, to fold because this print rubs off. I want it to stay pretty, but also I don't want black on my card. Anyway, this will be a landscape card. And then we have 4 by 5 1/4 fresh freesia foil with white little leaves and stems on it, outline images, but there's a lot more space in between them than the other one. They're not overlapping. So that's going to be on our card front. Then there is a piece of soft seafoam with a piece of basic white to go on top. This is the white is 3 1/4. The seafoam is 3 3/8. By the white is 4 inches. So 3 1/4 by 4. And then that seafoam is going to be 4 1/8. So basically I'm adding 1/8 of an inch to the seafoam to get that 16th inch border. I have a scrap of basic white here to stamp and die cut from. For my greeting, I punched the postage. I always forget the exact name of this, but it's like postage, something postage punch or postage something punch. Anyway, it's in the catalog. And I hate the way it reflects my face. So that's in fresh freesia. Then the piece that will go on top of that for our greeting is basic white, and it's 1 inch by 1 5/8, 1 by 1 5/8, and then a scrap of basic white for that bumblebee, and then a pre-die cut copper foil, one of the smaller little leaves, stem with outline leaves from the die set. So you probably need to punch out these pieces. You can use a toothpick if needed, if you don't want to stab yourself, or take your pick tool if you don't mind getting stabbed. But they come out pretty easy without those tools also, because this foil paper is kind of thick, so they're a little easier. There's also a piece of the seafoam seam binding in this packet. Okay, so for my stamping, 3 pieces to stamp. I think I do need my scratch paper, just in case. Yes. I normally always have scratch paper under when I'm stamping. Actually, I'm stamping 4 pieces. But for videos, I don't like how messy it looks. So I only pull it in when I need to go off the edges on videos. But normally over there where I'm stamping in real life, it's a mess. You can use this grid paper, though, that's in our catalog. Like, it's really useful when you're stamping, because you can align your paper perfectly straight, and then you can use that as a visual with your stamps. Like, it's really cool. Okay, so I'm going to use the other leaf stamp, the outline one, along with the solid one that fills it in. And then the B, this card is going to say, "Let's celebrate" in fresh freesia. I need for ink, fresh freesia, and soft seafoam. So first of all, with my fresh freesia ink, I'm going to stamp this outline flower image on the larger white as a landscape piece all the way across it. So I'm going to start on the left side, going basically to the bottom of the sheet, maybe a little bit below it. And then I'll stamp one beside it a little bit higher, maybe angle it to the right the tiniest bit. Oh my gosh, I'm having trouble stamping full images today. It's me. Don't worry. I think I've used, that was supposed to be higher, so many photopolymer stamps lately that I'm not used to. So I'm going to stamp the third one a little lower. I'm not used to red rubber. It's a different little technique there. And then the fourth one a little higher. And just one hanging off the edge there on the right, a little lower. So kind of like they're just growing up from the ground. Then we will have a second stamp for this for the class if you're taking it from me. But I need to clean it off right now, the same exact image, to stamp it in soft seafoam on the scrap here. These two will get die cut out, so I want 2 of them on that white scrap in soft seafoam. And then the 4 blobs that cover or that fill in this stamp, I literally couldn't decide if you're supposed to put the grouping of 3 towards the top or the single one towards the top. So in my quick, let me figure this out, I decided to go with the 3 towards the top. They don't align, so I'm going to stamp it. Oh, and this is what I decided to do. I'm going to stamp it in ink it in Fresh Freesia, stamp it off on my scratch paper so it will be lighter. And this top left one, I decided to fill in this blank spot right here on the outline image and let the rest fall where they may. Which, see how they fall. It's just not meant to be perfect. So you can do it however you want, but that's what I did on every single image. Just stamp, re-ink every time and stamp off every time. And I think it looks fine. And then my greeting, let's celebrate, on that rectangle of white. This has got celebrate is all cursive and let's is not. And then the B is memento black. On this little this little scrap of white. Look how good it stamps. Love a red rubber stamp. Like, it looks like I just printed it off my computer with a really good printer. And then, so that's all the stamping. I am going to just add a little yellow to the B with dark, so saffron. I'm going to use the pointy end, the fine point, I should say. You could use any yellow. This actually, my what do you call it? Daffodil Delight was in a, like, not there, so I grabbed so saffron. Whatever color will work. Any yellow. It's not really matching this specifically. And then I just need die cut out the B and the 2 green leaves. Are y'all with me? I feel like this is boring today for some reason. Thank you, Kathy, by the way, and GN. Let's scoot this up. I grabbed my mini again. So we'll have the B die. By the way, this this stamp set and bundle, I honestly didn't care for it that much at first. But it definitely has grown on me. It's really pretty, and you can make some really pretty cards. But it did take me a minute to warm up to it. I ordered it because demonstrators got to order it super early, even earlier than normal if we chose to, because of an event Stampin' Up had called Creativity Now. But I see if I could just push with my full body strength. Anyway, so I ordered it because I'm like, of course I'm going to order it because I can, but I didn't love it at that moment. Okay, there's the B. Super cute. Of course, you could hand cut that out if you prefer. I actually have people who prefer hand cutting. I'm like, what? Not me. Not me. This one has one tiny little detail that you have to make sure comes out of your die. Detail piece of white there, or whatever color your paper is. If you don't take that out, it'll get too jammed up in there, and it won't cut eventually because it'll be full of paper basically. By the way, this die, just like the first one, has the little hole at the bottom, which is a guide to align the stamped image. Right there. Okay. Julie loves this bundle. I love it now. So, you know, in my defense. And most people did love it at first, as far as I know, what I heard. But yeah, I was just like, So it's funny how things appeal to us differently either immediately or over time. Okay, so get that white out of there. Oh, I think this one came out already. Yeah, it's out, but make sure you clean out your dies every time. And there we go. Okay. So to put this one together, I'm going to go ahead first and attach the designer paper to the card base. By the way, it's funny because I was typing instructions for bingo last night, and the way I type my instructions, like when I tell you do this, do this, do this, is totally not how I stamp and assemble in my videos. But you've got to put something in the instructions, so it's just funny. Like I always say to attach this first before you do any of the stamping, like just because. But it doesn't really mean you have to do that. It's just sometimes that the order matters. Okay, attach the white to the seafoam. Use dimensionals on this. So grab all my little scrappies here. Yeah, I was literally thinking it. I was like, I know when I make these cards on bingo tomorrow, which is tonight, this isn't how I do it. Like this is not the order, but found another loose one. If somebody wants to follow a step-by-step, it is there. And I think it's a good step-by-step. It's just not how I literally do it. Okay, so I put 5 dimensionals, mini dimensionals on the back of that seafoam, and it's going to go right in the center. Then let me attach Let's Celebrate flat to the postage stamp punch, which is a rectangle, by the way, in case you don't know. It's not a square postage stamp. And so that's going to go right about here. I want it on the toward the bottom, toward the right, but not past the white piece, and yes, below the white piece. So right about there, but I'm not going to glue it down yet because I want to add behind it my die cut copper and my 2 white stamped leaves. So just like every other, no, that's not true. Is it true? Let me check. Yes, sorry. Just like all the other cards today, I'm going to add adhesive with my silicone sheet at the very bottom of all 3 of these. I thought it had dimensionals, but it doesn't. And I'll just use this tag, you know, just laying here to help me figure out my alignment that I want. A little more. I don't know if that's 100% necessary, but I like to do that. So I tucked, you know, one white one leaning toward the right, one leaning toward the left, and then I'm going to tuck this copper one in between the 2. Nothing's really pressed down hard yet, so I can still do that. Something like that looks good to me. If you wanted to add a dimensional, I think I will, behind each one of these, you could, behind the top of the white stamped ones. I mean, it's not really necessary, like needed or required, I should say, but you totally could. Just if you're concerned, especially about it getting caught on something or flopping around or whatever. They are not on my other sample, but you could do that. Okay, then dimensionals on my greeting. Good morning, Terry. Let me see what I did on. Oh, yeah, I did 4 dimensionals on the label. So this is trash now. I'm also going to pop up my B, which again, if I had a full mini dimensional, it would just be perfect right there. But instead, I will cut some of these edges. Okay, so 4 dimensionals on my greeting. I thought this video was longer. I'm shocked at what time it is. I'm putting it approximately where I showed you before. It covers up the bottom of all that stuff there where the plants are coming up, but it's hanging below the white and soft seafoam. And then the bee will just go over here to the right. I mean, sorry, to the left. And I kind of put it where it's flying between the stamped flowers or leaves, whatever we want to call those. And then I just need to add my bow with my soft seafoam seam binding. But I do want to show you on my original. See how I stamped that second one higher? So to me, the bee looks better with this a little higher. But I got distracted because I had messed up on one side and I had to flip it over, and then I forgot to go higher. Showed a bunny ear bow on the last card, so I'll just do this one super quick. Or I showed it on a card, I should say. I don't remember if it was the very last one, but I know I did a bunny ear bow today. Fix the ends. And glue. So, you guys like this card? Somebody likes this card, I should say. Today's bow came out better than yesterday's bow, or whenever I made these cards. I think 2 days ago, actually. But I like it. I like the fuchsia of colors. It's nice and spring colors. Like, I want to go into the holiday stuff so bad. But also, it's barely summer. Like, literally the first day of summer just started. So, can't go too fast. You'll have your clear envelope, of course, to put that in to protect it. Don't forget how I showed you how Oma mails hers. But you can mail it in the clear envelope as well. Okay, one more card to go. This one, I actually semi-copied it. I'll show you the card. Yeah, I have the inspiration card. It was a swap I received when I went to St. George, Utah with a bunch of other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. And I just, when you do swaps, you can't use like 500 embellishments and tie 500 bows. We had to make like 80 something swaps. So I just bumped her card up a little bit, but hers was fine. You know what I mean? And her name is Julie Davison. She's awesome. I hung out with her some on the trip. And so anyway, that's the card I'm copying. So basic white card base, 5.5, 8.5, fold it in half with the bone folder. And it will be portrait. Set that aside. Then my next layer is Pear Pizzazz. I believe it's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So it's a little bigger than normal. And this embossing folder, if you can see it on the bottom, it's called something eucalyptus. I knew I would forget the name. Everything eucalyptus or something to that effect, but it has eucalyptus in the name and it's in the annual catalog. So this is a set of 2 of the like 3 1/4 inch wide embossing folders. They are the thick ones, the 3D. You get 2 in the pack, and so the one I'm using, I guess those are eucalyptus leaves, I'd assume. And they're growing up from the bottom, but the long way on this folder, in different heights. I thought they matched like the card I just made really well. So I don't know if that's the same kind of leaf. They kind of look the same. Y'all can tell me. Kathy, see, you're like me. You were like on the fence. Totally agree. Anyway, don't they match? Even though I'm not using that stamp on this card. And then the other die in it, or the other folder in it that I'm not using, is like a really pretty spray of leaves and flowers and berries. I totally think this is going to work in Christmas cards as well. So eucalyptus, everybody knows the real name. See, I learned, Robin, while I'm making this card, what I'm stamping on this card. That's hilarious, because I didn't even put 2 and 2 together yesterday. Okay, so we have that. Then we have a piece of basic white and a piece of soft seafoam to layer on top of each other. So the white is 2.5 by 4, and the seafoam is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then if you notice, I punched out from the soft seafoam a label. This is the lasting label punch. We are using it on bingo tonight. It's actually bundled with a an awesome stamp set called Lovely and Lasting. So you can get it for 10% off, or you can purchase it alone in an annual catalog. And it's an awesome new label punch that we carry in our catalog. So I have that label, which is soft seafoam, because I punched it from that soft seafoam layer. And then I have some of our new iridescent pearls. They're amazing. You're going to get a half a pack of those if you take my annual catalog celebration, by the way. But they're pearls, but in person, they're iridescent. Like, they're so pretty. We have some soft seafoam seam binding ribbon. And last but not least, a piece of the Sahara sand foil with white leaves and flowers on it, designer paper, 1 inch by 4 inches. So the stamping on this one is pretty simple, I believe. Yes, I cleaned these stamps earlier, so I'm using the original leaf from the first card, stem leaves, and the filler image. And I'll use Pear Pizzazz and soft seafoam. So Pear Pizzazz is darker, so that will be for the outline leaves. And I'm not die cutting this out, so I do want to stamp it properly, which is simple, but just center it and toward the top of this long, skinny rectangle. I'm a little to the right. Oh, it's fine. My other card's that way too. It's fine. And then the soft seafoam outline, or sorry, solid leaves, just like the first time. The soft seafoam is already a lighter color, so there's no need to stamp it off. But again, you just have to make your choice. Where do I want to put this image that's not going to align with the other image? And then for my greeting, I want to do, and I was copying Julie's card, but I wanted to go a little darker. So we're actually going to use Evening Evergreen ink. I have to add tweezers to this tub. They're in another tub right now. I'm a hot mess this month because I went out of town, so everything's like late and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Evening Evergreen for the greeting, and it says, much love in your new life together. This is the largest of the greetings in this set. It's still basically the same font size. It just has more words, so it's a little bigger. And that's Evening Evergreen on the soft seafoam, which is such a pretty color combination, by the way. And that's on that label. Okay, so I can put it together now. Go ahead and attach my embossed Pear Pizzazz to the card base. By the way, if you just came on, you can comment, which will get you entered to win the cards I'm making today, including if you're watching this on replay on YouTube or Facebook, just literally saying, hi, I'm here, I'm watching replay. I like your card, I don't like your card. Any comment will get you entered to win the cards from today. And then if you share the video, make sure you comment shared or I shared it or whatever to get entered a second time. So I attached the white stamped piece to the seafoam, and now I'm attaching that to the card base right in the center flat. Then on top of that is the strip of designer paper. So it's going to go maybe a ½ inch or so from the bottom of the white. It will cover up the bottom of the leaves, and it doesn't quite go all the way to the ends of this seafoam. This Pear Pizzazz card base. One reason you do that is to get more pieces out of a sheet of designer paper. 4 inches will give you 3 across. 4 inches, 3 across. Then our greeting dimensionals. I'll do 4. So just a reminder, this is the card class for July. If if you want this card packet to make these, it's $15 or free with a $20 order. And then you do pay shipping unless you place a $50 order with the host code for this class. This will not come off. and then free shipping. But anyway, it's all detailed in the registration and all that stuff. So I placed the greeting with dimensionals down on the bottom right, a little below the designer paper, and then fully below that right hand corner of the stamped piece. And then so anyway, it's hanging off. Hopefully that makes sense. All I need to do is tie a bow and add my pearls. I want to add the pearls first because they're making me nervous. So you get one of the large and two of the small in this class packet. Actually, that's wrong. It's going to be 3 small. I'm looking at the sample. I forgot I changed my mind. These pearls right here, Iridescent Pearl Basic Jewels. Of course, I've used a bunch here. You can color them, and they look awesome colored because somehow they're shinier than our regular pearls. So I don't know if you can see it on the video, but it comes through. We did this on the annual catalog kickoff. That's what I used them for. You get half a pack with that class, by the way. But anyway, we should be giving you 3 small ones because I decided that looked better. And I forgot, obviously. And they're just going up here in the top right-hand corner of the white piece. And then I'm going to do another bunny ear bow. I'm a hot mess. I can't pick all this up properly. Let me deal with it later. We will do a bunny ear bow and be finished with this card. So soft seafoam ribbon, seam binding, super pretty. I really honestly wish we had so much more seam binding ribbon and so many more colors, but we get the seafoam one in the mini catalog. So that's what we get. See, the ribbon just twisted. I'm sure you couldn't see that, but for some reason, this particular seam binding, it'll fully turn on me when I'm making the bow, but yet you can't tell at the end. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just me or what. I don't normally have that issue. Trim it over here so it doesn't fall on my paper there. And then glue dot and finish with card number 4. Yay! Sandy, you're welcome. I guessed that was the color that Julie used from on her swap. Like it was truly a guess because I wasn't sure. Okay, so there's the class information. Let me grab these cards. These are the cards we made today. Also, the cards you have a chance to win by commenting on this video, which literally you can say the word hi. You can what am I trying to say? Say hi, ask a question. Say tell us about your weather. Thank you, Jean, etc., etc. Oh, Roseanne. So she did Creativity Now with Stampin' Up. Awesome decision, Roseanne. And after Creativity Now, it's her go-to suite. Love it, love it, love it. So Stampin' Up did this event only for demonstrators. And I agree, like when they do, it's just like when we do events for our customers and when they do stuff for us, we see the potential in things that maybe we didn't see before. So that's really cool. Jean passed right by it also, but so many demonstrators have made beautiful cards with it. Yes, Jean. Melanie, it's on your list today. Awesome. GM felt the same way. I'm glad you felt you were with me, GM. Pam doesn't care for it at all. That's all right, because not everything is for everybody. There's many. I just usually don't admit the ones that I'm like, ugh. Y'all know what I mean. Yes, I love the designer paper as well. So even if you don't like, you're like, this bundle's not for me, I wouldn't ever get it. We get that, but you might take a second look at that designer paper and the ribbon, y'all. This ribbon, so pretty. Okay, so these samples here I have are actually from Creativity Now, but that event happened when I was literally in Florida getting ready to go to Epcot the next day. Epcot. So I wasn't able to stamp along. I didn't want to bring all my stuff with me nor take away family time. But luckily, Landa made her samples. Now, she did tell me she modified some, and to be honest, I don't remember exactly what she modified. I know the bag for sure, but other stuff she modified, I don't know. So if you did participate in the Stampin' Up! Event, you're like, that's not how they made it. These are Landa's awesome modifications, if so. But Landa is the one who physically made these cards, and these are the ones like, who was saying it? Roseanne said that after she saw, participated in this event, she was like, okay, I want that set. So anyway, enjoy. Notice on this one, it's the pot die. I'm just calling it the pot die, but upside down, just used as a background there. So really cool from the designer paper. And of course, lots of the detailed dies in the background there. Also, I really like, because I literally haven't looked at these yet, how they stamped those two outline leaves that I stamped in black on colored cardstock and just die cut them out. That's really cool. And then this one, I'm assuming these are Stampin' Blends as a background on white paper, going from Pool Party to Fresh Freesia, and then stamping the bees in the same color on top of it. Really pretty. And there's that foil I just used. Buddies here. So this one is another way they used the half moon die, the reverse portion. So you could actually use those four on other cards that you cut out. And then the rectangle around it is just kind of makes a background here. You can also see there's heat embossing only of that detail of the eucalyptus leaves. Heat embossed background there in white. Another one where they used the half moon shape just to create a background, basically. 4 different designer papers stacked on top of each other. That gorgeous greeting, the leaves, trinkets. So, and then it's just stamped tone, one of the leaf images as a background there. I believe this is petal pink cardstock. And then other creativity, this one, which Stampin' Up! Made a bag out of designer paper. And I know, because I did actually listen while I was on vacation to a little of it. And I know a lot of people were messing up their designer paper and scoring it wrong and blah, blah, blah. So I think Landa, just to avoid that whole thing, she made hers like out of a sack, like a grocery sack. She made the bag. She stamped the bottom in case anyone has access to this and they want to modify. And then I believe she made the tag as they showed it, but I don't know for sure. But it's really pretty. And look at that gorgeous ribbon. So again, I don't know what was modified and what wasn't for Landa, but this is gorgeous. And she even gave me a bag pre-made for me to decorate. Oh, she stamped the top too. Look at that. So pretty. And then last but not least, this is not from Creativity Now. This is my inspiration from the card swap by Julie Davison. See, so pretty. When you do a swap, you need to keep it simple so you can make a whole bunch. And then this is just my stepped up version. And notice, again, I guessed that was Evening Evergreen because to me it looks darker than her color up here. I was doing some guessing there. And then just to share this tag that Landa made for me for Creativity Now. She gave that to everyone who attended our team in-person gathering, which I wasn't able to attend. Okay, thank you. Oh, Virginia, I agree. The DSP is more gorgeous in person. She loves it. And thank you, Della. So totally agree on the paper. Like, I was trying to show y'all something earlier. I was like, you can't see it on the video, but so much stuff, of course, is prettier in person. I don't remember what it was, but anyway, because it just is. Like it looks good in the catalog. Then we see a video and it looks good. Then we get it in person. We're like, oh, okay. All right. Well, thank y'all so much. It's really good to be back. almost at 2 hours today, which is pretty normal for me. But thanks for watching. Feel free to still share and comment and all that stuff so you can have a chance to win. We did a bunch of our drawings yesterday. My helper did those for me. And so if I don't have your address, I'll be trying to contact you for that. I know some people sent theirs to me already if they won. So thank you for that. Thank you, Pauline. And we missed a prize. I found it laying in the wrong place today. So I texted her a picture this morning. I'm like, it was the one from the last video I did 2 weeks ago, the Memories of More pack. I'm like, oh, we didn't do this one. But the winners, we just comment on the Facebook video. Like, it's just the easiest for us. And then I have most people's addresses miraculously, but if I don't, I contact them. So if you got tagged in a comment, then you probably won something recently. Thank you, Sherry. No problem. All right. Well, I'm going to let everybody go, and I'm going to eat lunch and then film a video for the butterfly class, which I strongly advise or recommend you sign up for. All right. Have a great day. I will see y'all next Thursday at 9 a.m. Central.